It had been nearly a year and they still haven't told us if we're being kept on. It's a year, and yet most of the residents have already changed. On shore, they say the average stay is 2 years. At sea, it was supposed to be longer. Apparently, the elderly live longer when they're more relaxed, a cruise ship being the ultimate care home. At least that was the theory. The debris of the sea licks at my feet as I stand on the deck. Tonight, it's my turn for the ice shift, and I'm trying to tell myself to forget what it was like last time. Charlie did the ice shift 2 days ago and has been moving like a zombie since. She'll be back to normal soon. I finish my cigarette and throw it into the wrinkles of the water at the back of the ship. The night shifts are strange. The constant rocking of the ship feels like a lullaby. We're there to watch over the sleeping. I guess that's why they call us the angels. Someone at head office thought that the idea of calling out for an angel in the night rather than nurse would be more comforting to the elderly. Now our uniforms are neatly labelled with angel across the left breast. I open the rusty steel door and step back inside. The air feels empty, as though the wind outside was white noise and now it's been turned off. I take off my coat. The lights are kept to a dim blue because it's supposed to be soothing for the residents. If they do happen to wake in the night and come out of their cabins to find an angel, they won't be shocked by the steel walls and the reminder that they are deep at sea. At the top of the stairs and tucked into the side of the wall is a mop and bucket. Someone has left the water from last night in the bucket, so I empty it and pour fresh liquid in. Down the corridor, Charlie sits reading a book on the watcher's shift. I nod. Someone down the corridor coughs. Charlie looks towards the room where the noise is coming from, waits a moment until the coughing stops, and then sits back. No one calls out. The bucket clunks against each steel step as I climb down to the ice level. I try to hold the bucket higher to stop the noise, but it only hits against my legs instead, and my arms burn at the effort. This is the only level where the lights can be kept on full, so I click the switch and the floor flickers into action. My uniform crinkles and rises up when I move. It's got a plastic lining on the inside to protect us from all the bodily fluids, except no one thought about how plastic doesn't stretch, so every time I bend down to dip the mop in the bucket, my shirt goes tighter on the shoulders and then rises when I stand. It started as one per freezer. Those were the rules. Send your loved ones off on a cruise ship rather than a care home, and if they happen to pass away at sea, we'll bring them back to you. But no one thought about the numbers that might die and how many freezers they would need to keep that promise. Now, the freezers are stacked like frozen meat aisles in a supermarket. Some have 5 bodies in, each with a plastic sheet to separate them. I clean the glass on the top of the freezer and try not to look in. The face below is nearly pushed against the lid, a circle of frozen wrinkles. As I clean, I begin to recognise more and more of the faces. Mrs. Hampton from room 55, Mr. Harvey from 60, Miss Gamma only died a week ago. I work my way around the room, cleaning first the freezers and then the surrounding floor. The plastic on my shoes gets squeaky as the floor gets wetter. I don't mind. It distracts me from the hum of the freezers. I scrub until the last one is spotless. The glass is so clean you could look at some of the bodies in the eyes if you wanted to. I try to imagine the difference from when that face was talking or laughing to now. From Miss Gamma being hand-fed to her mouth being frozen shut. I wipe gently over the labels of the fridge so that the names don't smudge. The ship sounds its horn, which shakes the walls on every level. With no window down here, it's easy to lose track of time. Some angels have cleaned for longer than their 3-hour shift without realising that above them everyone has started another day. I leave the mop and bucket at the bottom of the stairs for the next unlucky angel and go back to my cabin. We're told to greet the new residents with a clean uniform and a fresh smile. It hurts to lift my lips. I've heard that it takes more muscles to create a fake smile than it does a real one, so in the shower I try to think of something that will make me laugh. A memory or a joke I was once told. Nothing makes me laugh out loud. After the shower, my legs feel heavy and I find myself leaning against things to help me stand up. I rest against the bed and let my eyes gently close without lying down completely. I'm awoken by the tannoy making an announcement. All angels to be out on deck immediately to meet the new residents and return the Adrift to their families. Open my door and outside is a brand new uniform in a neat pile on the floor. I put it on and walk to the top deck. The walk always makes me feel like a presenter about to go on TV, practicing my smile and my lines. We queue up together as the cabin door opens and the staff bridge falls to shore. Before us are rows and rows of people coordinated neatly into their categories. Someone has already been out to establish the purpose of their visit and pushed them into the correct queue. It would be awful if we mistook the people waiting to collect their dead for the new residents. Beside us, the Adrift are unloaded onto shore as we march down the bridge. At some point, they've been transferred from freezers into a coffin and loaded onto a thinner bridge to unload. I walk over to the first family at the end of my bridge and smile. They smile back and shake my hand. I turn to the elderly lady sitting in a wheelchair in front of them and smile. Thank you.